Opponent's playing Lady. Oh, it's worth $1.50 and my 2 cents to spewing afterwards. Thank you. So Lady Avalanche. Hopefully we're gonna play a game. Yeah, sweet. So Lady Avalanche is the momentum champion. Likely Diamond Wild. That's been the most common Lady Avalanche deck. I guess there's Sapphire Wild variations too. You'll probably Sapphire Wild or Diamond Wild. Seems okay. It's gonna take a little bit of damage from its resources. You're Cosmic? What happened, Holidays? Thanks for the resub, bud. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Scars War is usually pretty good against a momentum deck. If our opponent's not playing momentum, this hand gets a little bit worse. You can maybe argue that I should mulligan this hand because it has 3 remnants in it. It's gonna deal pretty considerable amount of damage to us. It looks like they are playing Diamond Wild. Yep, that's a Leprechaun Artist. I think I want to just Sabertooth this. Like this, this gets to generate a lot of value. It makes a shard every time my opponent attacks with it. It'd be a little sad if they have a Goldfather as a follow-up here, but I think I'm supposed to kill the Leprechaun Artist. It's another one of those. That's fine. What's going on, Thepsis? Howdy, Alcohol. Welcome. Hex has some traits that are similar to Magic and some that are different. If you're one of my Magic players and you're want to get a little bit of feel for what's going on, I try to explain a little bit about what we're doing. Feel free to ask questions. There's an article here that talks about how some things work. So this is a dual shard that I pick one or the other. I think I'm just going to go ahead and Scars this Leprechaun Artist, just like try and keep their board pretty clear. So the deck I'm playing is actually a mid-range combo deck. We actually have 2 of our 3 combo pieces here. So Painsister alongside Light 'em Up, alongside, I actually don't know the name of the other card. It's Voice something or other. Actually creates an infinite loop where we get to ping our opponent for 1 an arbitrarily large number of times. So we just need 1 more combo piece in order to make that happen. Well of Innovation is actually a pretty good hit here because it's going to allow me to loot with my champion power. I'm going to go ahead and play Painsister out here because she says whenever you discard a card, you deal a damage to the opposing champion. And Light 'em Up says actually that's the combo piece. So if our opponent doesn't kill Painsister, we actually get to kill them next turn. So Voice of Danara here, we will play this next turn, and then they'll die if they can't interact with our creatures or kill us. So they have to kill us or kill our troops here. And so the way the combo works is this card says whenever you discard a card, you deal 1 damage to an opposing champion or troop. Voice says at the start, discard a card, this gets +1/+1, and then the other Painsister here, and then Light 'em Up says whenever you deal non-combat damage to your opponent, you get to return this from your discard pile to your hand. Opponent was able to kill our thing here though, so that's good for them. I'm going to go ahead and play this Blood out and play Voice of Danara out. One of the reasons why I really like this deck is because a lot of our combo pieces are very reasonable hex cards just on their own. So like this card's a 5/5 with Flight that draws a card and gets -2/-2 at the start of our turn. So it's just kind of like a personal Howling Mine style effect here. So if they don't have another piece of spot removal here, they're going to be up a creek without a paddle. They don't even really want to attack with this, right? Because I'm going to get to just block and eat it. Palm of Granite. Okay, no longer going to be able to block and eat it, but this actually means my opponent's dead because we know their last card's a resource now, so we're going to get to play this Painsister out next turn and then combo them. So that feels good. So I'm going to take 10 here from this attack, but then we're going to kill them on our ready step, or on our next turn. So yeah, you get a lucky coin. I'm gonna kill you next turn if that's cool. Yeah, I think Voice is a good card in general. This deck's been really good to me. I've been comboing people a lot with it, so I'm gonna go ahead and play this Painsister out and then kill my opponent. So this is how the combo works is we discard the light 'em up from my hand, which triggers Painsister, which deals 8 damage to my opponent. And then light 'em ups come back to my hand, and then I do this. I discard this light 'em up, and I deal a damage to my opponent. Oh, this is gonna mill me, right? Whenever an opposing champion discards a card, discard. Okay, so I'm gonna kill this thing really quick before anything else happens here. I have enough cards in my hand that that just doesn't matter. Alright, so... sorry. I always forget the order I have to click on these things in. I have to double click on this, then click the card in my hand, then click on them. Alright, so now they're dead. We'll see if they're going to make me click through it or not. Maybe they don't understand what's going on. So... again, this light 'em up card just keeps coming back to my hand every time my opponent takes a damage. And this keeps dealing them a damage every time I discard a card, so... I'll just go ahead and loop through this here. Also, we could, like, theoretically tap this Bolt Wing for 2 and then attack for lethal with this, I suppose. Yeah, that's true. It's less clicks, right? Alright, so discard this. Shoot this. Yeah, okay. They understand what's going on. Alright. What am I supposed to do? This is definitely a Scars of War matchup. I think this is a Glaciate matchup. They're an aggressive deck, so that seems fine. We're supposed to trim some amount of Theorize in this matchup. Is Conjured Candlegast good enough here? Klutz, if you're watching and have audio, I feel like maybe I should board some of this card out. It feels like the 4/4 body's not going to be relevant, and I just kind of want my removal, right? I think I just want to cut these and a Theorize. Like, this is fine against, like, control decks, and it's fine against, like, the smaller aggro decks, like Blood Ruby, but I feel like against the Diamond Wild Momentum deck, this card just doesn't do enough. Just, like, the 4/4 body is mostly irrelevant. It can, like, threaten to trade with a Goldfather, but I think that's just, like, not good enough on average. I'm gonna save like this. I don't think Eternal Seeker's worthwhile. How good has Scour been so far? Scour's been very reasonable. Getting to play Demonic Tutor is good. Filterfish, Briny Ray here has been fantastic. This card is very, very powerful. Yeah, the Scribe was just too clunky. I'm not playing Scribe because it's expensive. I'm not playing Scribe because it was bad. It just was kind of awkward. Yeah, the Flash deck I was having, like, middling results with. Maybe we'll play it later. Maybe we'll play it later after this, but I literally haven't... I've played, like, 7 matches with this deck, and I haven't lost one yet, so... I'm gonna continue playing and poking at different ideas on this one, because it feels powerful. It feels very Kiki Chord-esque. It's got, like, a tutor, it's got a combo finish, it's got an anemic it's got an anemic beatdown backup plan. It seems great. Needs a couple more resources, but we've got Filterfish here to hopefully help us find some. This is actually a matchup where we want to play the Voice of Danata out first when we're comboing, because their Winter's Grasp can't kill Voice, whereas it can kill the Painsister. You have no idea. I haven't played against Mono Blood. And remember when I say I've played 7 matches and I've won them all? I've just now gotten into Cosmic, so like a lot of my matches have been against people playing really bad decks. A lot of my matches have been against people playing very bad decks. Yeah, it's tough to follow TCGs when you don't know the cards Anoronics for sure. Gravebane Vial. That's not going to do what you want it to do, opponent. So Gravebane Vial actually isn't very good against us because we can just discard another card to get our light 'em ups back in response to this trigger. I think Scour will change Hex too much. I don't know. I do not know. All right, we're going to grab a Ruby here. So Briny Ray's super great. It's a 2-1 with Flight and Speed. Whenever it attacks, we discard a card, and then we get to draw a card. So I'm going to use Filter Fish to bin the Scour the Archives. So Scour the Archives is another really powerful card. The first time you play it, or when you play it, if you already have one in your discard pile, it's Demonic Tutor. If you don't have one in your discard pile, it just cantrips. So again, we get to use like things like Briny Ray and Theorize and our Champion Power, just like put things in the bin. Sweet. It looks like our opponents kept kind of a slow hand on the back of... It's going to die here. Why didn't you void this on your turn if you were going to void it? They let this attack. I'm going to bin a Scars of War here. I feel like if they were going to kill this, they should have killed it on their turn. There's no reason to wait till my turn. Maybe they have something that kills all of them and they wanted me to play another one. Winter's Grasp, sure. I'm gonna go ahead and cast this Theorize before I play a resource. Glaciate. None of these cards are particularly exciting. I guess I need all of my resources, right? Because, like, I need this. I'm just gonna bin the Glaciate, I think, here. Like, I have enough. I feel like I have enough stuff to answer most of their things, so I probably don't need Glaciate. Next turn I can go Blood Shard, play Voice of Danata. Potentially, if they don't play something scary. If they play like a Shamrock Goldfather here, we're going to need to Sabertooth that for sure. You've drop it like it's hot. Yeah, I'm too low and to take a hit for a 4 here in order to get the voice down this turn. And we drew a Filter Fish, which is awesome. So let's just go ahead and kill this. And then I'm going to go ahead and play this resource out here. I'm going to play this Filter Fish and filter through Scars of War here. Go get him, Briny. Since I have a Briny in play, I'm going to go ahead and bin a Scars because it's less appealing now. Alright, there's a Painsister. So that means we got 2 of our 3 combo pieces. We're just looking for either a Light 'em Up or a Scour the Archive so we can find another Light 'em Up. We're at 15 here, which is a pretty healthy amount. And, like, cards like Briny Ray kind of tax the removal because, like, they want to take Briny Ray off the table because it's going to provide us such powerful selection. But at the same time, like, if they're using removal on Briny Ray, then they're not going to have removal for, like, the Painsister and the Voice when we actually go to combo them. So next turn, I can play the Painsister and then use my Champion Power plus the Briny Ray to kill my opponent's Leprechaun Artist, which is quite excellent. Backup Painsister, sweet. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this. Start with Filter Fish. I think I'm just gonna bin another Scars of War here, just the way we're getting set up. Discard this, and so when I discard this, oh, that's neat. Well, now I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Painsister to kill this, and then I can go Blood Shard, return to Cinder this Leprechaun Artist here. So Painsister says whenever we discard a card, we get to deal 1 damage to a champion or troop. So just like we combo killed them the first game, in this game we're just like slowly grinding them out. Slow and steady. Yeah, this card's super powerful. Super powerful. And, like, they're at 16, so, like, if they don't get more threats out, they're gonna be in trouble here. They need, like, Shard here to not be in a bad way, right? Okay, Pomegranate will do it. So they can play a bunch of resources out now. Because they can do that. They can play the resource for the turn, plus they can champ power. So, like, maybe I was supposed to hold the Return to Cinder, so that way I could kill something like this on their turn, since I could have used the Painstokes Sister to kill the previous one, so that might have been missequencing on my part, the way this played out. I think I might have missequenced this. They don't have another resource. That's good for us. We're at 14, which is good for us as well. That's a Return to Cinder. Well, that was, as we like to call a good draw in the biz. Unfortunately, Brynny Ray's discard effect is not optional. So if I attack, I'm going to be forced to loot here. I don't actually think I want to discard any of the cards in my hand. So I'm just going to go ahead and play Voice of Danata and then pass the turn, I think. I went and toggled a stop there on my opponent's ready step because during my opponent's ready step, I'm going to go ahead and return this to Cinder. So I don't really want to discard this other Painstoke Sister. Oh, I can instant speed the voice activation. Oh, that's way better, right? Because then it makes this bigger. I forgot about that. So we'll discard a card, kill this Leprechaun Artist. Make this a 6/6. And again, just like, we have 2 of our 3 combo pieces, but we're not, so we can't combo yet, but like, our cards are just like good hex cards. So we're hoping to dodge Eternal Seeker here is a card they usually play some copies of. Yeah, that's real bad for us. That's probably going to be the game between the Gravebane Vials. I don't think we can afford to lose those troops like we just did. I probably need to draw like another Voice of Danara this turn. So that way I can start generating some card advantage. Yeah, been that. Play this. Loot here, bin this drop for whatever we draw. Sabertooth's pretty good. I'm just gonna go ahead and kill that. Do I want to filter fish through this Painstoke Sister? I don't think I do. I think I'm just gonna pass the turn. I think I want this Sister. Again, the discarding on the Brynny Fish is not optional. Maybe I'm supposed to play the Painstoke there because it's more resource efficient, and then plan to tooth the other thing next turn, because if I drew a resource, I could have just cast the cat for 7. Get the Rowdy gem in there, sure. Alright, I'm gonna play Painstoke Sister. I'm gonna play Light 'em Up here. And then Brynny just says if you don't have a card to discard, you just get to draw with Brynny. So he just straight up draws us a card here. Painstoke Sister also threatens to block the Brilliant Interelix, which is nice. Yeah, not surprised to see them nuke my discard pile there, since I put a Light 'em Up in. We do have one more Light 'em Up. I feel like if we're going to win this game, it's probably going to end up being one via a fair game of Hex. No, they have the Gravebane Vial, Tom. The Gravebane Vial means that they're going to get to kill it in response to the trigger. That's... I guess we could draw a cat here. Oh, nice card. Good line. Nice Rowdy gem, opponent. Nice Rowdy gem. So Rowdy increases the cost of their thing, so they killed their own thing along with my Painstoke Sister. God bless. Just good clean Hex TCG right there. I could have attacked with these and like done some draw discard type pseudo stuff, but like I'm kind of surprised that Merry Caravan's still in their deck, considering they want to be doing this for 4 a lot of the time. So a cat here would be amazing. So well, huh. So do I want to smash them for a bunch here? I kind of do. If I attack them with everything, I could make it so they don't block the Painsister. Yeah, Seeker trades with Sister if we full swing, and then we hit them for 5, and then like I have Briny Rays like filtering my deck. That seems pretty appealing. I could also just wait one more turn, because they could just eat my Briny Ray, but then they take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and go to 8. I don't think it's worth trading my Briny Ray for 6 points of damage. I'm just gonna go ahead and pass here and wait one more turn, I think. We're not under a ton of pressure just yet. And like if we hit a Primordial Sabertooth, I get to kill this, then just like run them down in the sky most likely. Yeah, you have an Anorelix Steel. Yep. You have a Shard too? Shard here is very good. Alright, a Scapegoat doesn't matter, because they can't replay it once we block it. Let's see if they get frisky with this or not. I think I'm okay with this attack, so let's make it my Briny Ray attacks on for free. Still looking to draw a Sabertooth here. Our combo is a 3-card combo. So, huh.
I got cheese. I got ouchie. Dad's ouchie.
Alright, so I'm gonna play this.
Dad, I eat treats. Okay.
No, wait, was that wrong?
Dad, I think treats.
So I'm gonna play the Briny Ray. What?
I want treats. The cheats. Dad, no, we could. Dad.
So I'm gonna deal 2 damage here. So this way, if my opponent wants to eat a Briny Ray, their thing has to die. Yeah. So if they want to block and eat a fish here, I get to my champ power, which will loot, which will trigger Painsister Sister, deal the last point of damage here.
I want cheese.
You want cheese?
I want treats.
I don't have treats. I have pretzels, and I have red bars.
Got cheese. I like red cheese. Got cheese.
You want good cheese?
Yes.
Okay, I will get you some good cheese from upstairs. Alright, I'm still gonna go ahead and hit this loot here just to see what we get. Jouncing Carnage, that's a good one. So I'm gonna discard this, which will trigger Painsister Sister and let me kill this Scapegoat. And then I think I just want to save this Carnage, because we could possibly kill them on the backswing, depending on how aggressive they get this turn. Alright, I'll be right back when I grab Declan some cheese. Here you go, Tiny Child. Why are they voiding my discard pile? Oh, they're just getting rid of the Scour? Sure. That seems loose. Another Seeker. Yep, that probably means we're dead. We're gonna lose our Brinnies.
Boo boo tree.
Nope.
Baby.
These are not for little boys. You're not having your suckers. You want pretzels? You can have pretzels if you want. Alright, I'm gonna unpack it in. And like, we were pretty close. We were pretty close to winning this game. If, Jacob, calm down. Inside voice. I think I'm happy with how I reserved there. Maybe these scars aren't good enough. The scars were kind of awkward. Is it crazy to think I don't want that card on the play? Is it nuts to think I don't want Scars of War in this match? I just want these Candle Gas to like beat them down. Like my Candle Gas would have been good there, the way we ended up going on an EMAG. Yeah, right? Like we were in a great spot, and then they saw the first Seeker, and then like we were in a bad spot, but we were still winnable. And then they had a second Seeker, and we were in a worse spot, but still winnable. Yeah, I think they pointed out some of their small stuff too. I think I'm gonna just bring in the Candle Gas and try and beat them down a little bit. Bring in Candle Gas and try and kill them. We have Return to Cinders and Sabertooths and Painsister to kill their stuff. It seems okay. It's like not amazing, but it's fine. It needs another Sapphire threshold. If we hit a Sapphire threshold, we can turn 3 this Conjured. So I'm gonna lead on Remnant here for Ruby. We are gonna take a little bit of damage from our Remnants this game, but that's something that's gonna happen here. You on average start with somewhere between 17 and 19 health with this deck usually, because the Remnants, if you play them early, they make you lose 2 health. I'm probably just going to cycle this Scour on too. Theorize is pretty appealing. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So Theorize lets us draw 2, discard 1. Another Candle Gas. I'm going to bin this Glaciate, I think, here. Maybe Glaciate shouldn't be in my deck, and there should be Scars in my deck. So if we hit a Sapphire next turn, I can Candle Gas. I can drop a Candle Gas into play off my champion power. That would be awesome. We really want to hit a Sapphire. Really want to hit a Sapphire here. Because I might need to draw another card, chat. If I didn't hit this Sapphire, I was going to do this to try and hit another resource. That I stand by what I did there, because the Scour cantripping is valuable. So Candle Gas says when we discard it, we can pay 2 to play it for free. So we just get to go ahead and floop this 4/4 into play here. And then next turn we get to play Voice of Donata. It isn't though, Klutz. It's taking a cantrip out of my hand. I'd much rather have a cantrip than have a Glaciate. Like, Glaciate doesn't let me see another card. Having Scour in my hand lets me see another card. And I'm going to attack with this. And then we actually get to go ahead and play the Voice here. And since we drew Painsister, if we find another Scour or a... Sorry, Scour won't do it. If we just draw Candlelight naturally next turn, we'll get to kill them. Hopefully this Voice will get to draw some extra cards here. Yeah, the wording on this is strange. But... or feels unintuitive. I understand it works in the context of the rules, but the wording is definitely kind of awkward. If this is just like a Merry Caravan, we could very reasonably beat them down. Sweet. So we're gonna have like 8 or 9 power in play here. So this lets us draw an extra card. Candlelight for the combo. Filter fish. Alright, so what am I doing here? I'm gonna play this nameless draw out. I'm gonna go ahead and play Brinny Ray here. I'm gonna go ahead and smash for at least 9. So do I want to just floop this Conjured Ghast into play? Probably. So discard this to my voice, play it, make my voice bigger. They're going to take a 10 ball here down to 8. Your turn. Painsister was lethal. I would have played this. Yeah, you're right. You're right, because this would have been 2. Yeah, Klutz is right. So Painsister would have been lethal there, because every card I discarded would have made this larger and would have dealt extra damage. Although the roads led to Rome, opponent kept a bad hand against us, but 195. All right, let's play a couple more and see where we end up at. Candlegas aggro. Yeah, right? Like, we combo killed them in game 1. We almost ground out game 2, and then we just had an aggressive draw in game 3. Man, I was really hoping we were out of the greater than 60 cards in my deck bracket. But, apparently, the greater than 60 cards in your deck bracket extends into Cosmic. We'll lead on Nameless Draught here. We'll turn this Root of Cunning into a Blood, play this Remnant for Ruby. You're never out of that bracket, yeah. Yeah, having a free-to-play ladder is good in some perspectives, but in other perspectives, it's like, I really wish we could get, like, slightly more competitive games on average. Well, it's nice for testing things that also just, like, doesn't disincentivize people playing, like, random piles of crap. You're hedging against Mel, right? There's a difference between 61 and 66, and I've almost never played 61 in decks without demonic tutors. Like, this deck actually is a good example of a deck that could play a 61st card statistically and have it be relevant. I'm just gonna grab Blood here. Maybe I'm supposed to grab a Sapphire just so I could guarantee to have my champion power. Yeah, maybe I was supposed to grab Sapphire so I could guarantee to have my champion power next turn. That might have been a mistake. I played 63 in a deck with Demonic Tutor with the express intention of boarding down to 60 in every post-board game. That, again, is different than what our opponent is doing. I understand you're just trying to shit on me, but, like, it's functionally fundamentally different. Alright, so discard this Drop of Chaos. Play this Blood Shard out. We can discard this Root of Cunning for a Sapphire next turn. And then we could champ power and floop the Candleghast into play. We are rank 195 inside of Cosmic. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. I didn't have the charges because I let it on a drop. Yeah, good call. Alright, so the real question is, Do I want to play Painsister, or do I want to just floop the Conjured Candleghast? I probably just want to floop the Candleghast, right? And start beating them down. Yeah, I think I just want to floop the Candleghast and start attacking. Yeah, that's exactly correct. It was a deck that had Court of Calling and Eldritch Evolution in it. So I just played extra sideboard bullets in the main deck so I could have my chords be more flexible game one against a variety of decks. And then I boarded out all of the cards that weren't good in the specific matchup post-board. Theorize. I don't know. And one of the things about playing it's like random bad decks is that like it's like I could talk about like things I could play around, but realistically like they could have any amount of draft chaff in their deck, so like it's not really worth talking about playing around things. You got me. I actually think this card's okay. There might be a Sapphire Ruby Filterfish aggro deck in the format that like plays False Confessions, and Filterfish is an elemental, so you can play Unhenge alongside Filterfish. I've definitely spent a lot of time thinking about Filterfish aggro in this format. Believe it or not, Filterfish aggro is something I've invested a lot of brain power into trying to build. I haven't actually put together a list yet and played games, but there has to be something there. Bounty of the Magus, sure, yeah. Oh, Discombob, yeah, that's really good. Discombob Filterfish, that's fantastic. No, Swamp Butt's a really bad champion. Don't play Swamp Butt. They took my Casualty of War. Feels wrong. Oh, did you forget to bring your water down?
Yes.
Okay. Conjured Candleghast. Alright, let's start by attacking here. And then we'll theorize and put this other Conjured Candleghast into play. It's like discard, draw 2, get a 4/4. Sign me up. Man, the Candleghast aggro plan is so real. I love it. Just love every minute of it. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Boo-doo. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Boo-doo. Discard this and get another blood here. For the Candleghast, not the combo rate. I mean, if there's a... Oh, this is an elemental too? Holy crap. Yeah, did you have Conjured Candleghast in your Filterfish aggro deck? I kind of want to build a Filterfish aggro deck. This deck's great, but I want to build a Filterfish aggro deck. I'm going to get you green water. More cheese? Green water, okay. It's my turn again. You have a 5/4. Put 2 on this is Deathcry. Put 2 random cards from your crypt into your deck and gain 2 charges. Alright, so this is pretty easy. Cat this. Smack you for 8. Play a voice. Wait, why did that have Death Cry? What am I missing? Drop of zombie, got it. Seriously? Well, at least they can't kill this. Yeah, that's dead. And they can't attack here either, because my voice will just eat it. This card's really good. If we hit light them up, we just get to combo them this turn. Well, that attack is rancid. Right, I just discard a card to make this 1/1? Sure. I'll discard this one. Eat your Sabertooth. That attack is really bad. Maybe they didn't realize my card inactivated ability? Jouncings, yep. Do I have lethal here? Probably not. I guess if I play this resource, I get a loot towards my champion ability, right? I get my champion power towards hitting the combo this turn. Light 'em up. We're on fire. Light 'em up, up, up. Light 'em up, up, up. Be-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. In the dark, dark. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh no! Oh no, my game has crashed. My game has crashed. All right. All right, Hex is taking a nap, apparently. Enjoy my magic ad page while I reload Hex here. I admit to being vaguely horrified at how fast you could click through that combo. Burgle, I've played Jeskai Ascendancy on Magic Online. This is nothing. This is nothing. This combo is super easy and clean to click through. Am I gonna rejoin my match? Am I not gonna get to reserves? Oh, nope, it's gonna pull me in. Sweet. All right, I have 1 minute and 10 seconds. What are they doing? They're playing Blood Sapphire Card Zion. Blood Sapphire Card Zion. I'm gonna cut this Scars of War and I'm gonna bring in this Eternal Seeker because it's a good card that beats their stuff. Do I want this Nameless Truths? That could be a fun tutor target. I'm gonna cut this Casualty of War. They don't have a ton of troops. I'm bringing this Nameless Truths. I think that's all I want. I don't think I want this. Maybe I want the Iconoclasm. Do I want the Iconoclasm? I kind of want some of my removal. Like, I don't even know how many non-troops they have. Are the Cinders that bad? Maybe I don't want the Cinders. I don't actually know. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna leave some removal in. So I'll bring in 1 Verdict. I'll bring in 2 Verdicts and just 1 Iconoclasm. I don't know how grindy they actually are. Because remember, like, we don't know, like, they were kind of controlling that game, but they're playing a 66 card deck that's basically just Blood Sapphire cards I own. So there's very real possibility they just, like, have random aggressive draws that their deck is capable of. So I don't want to cut all of my removal or go all in on interrupts. Oh, look, they boarded down to 65 cards, so they must not have 15 cards in their reserves. In this current standard format, there are not any 4-mana kill all the troops. There's variations on things. There's a 4-cost, all troops get -3/-3 permanently. There is a 5-cost, destroy all attacking troops. There is a 6-cost, destroy all permanents in play. There's a lot of different conditional pseudo sweepers, and honestly, I like the conditional sweepers more than just like the guaranteed kill all the things. So a bit for every card of the opponent's decks. Thank you, Mini Koopa. Conditional sweepers are more interesting from a player perspective, in my opinion, because they allow me to have room as the opponent to like sequence my cards or play around them in particular ways a lot of the time. Yeah, there was a 4 cost. There was literally Damnation, destroy all troops for 4, but that's rotated as only legal and immortal right now. I think someone might have pooped. I'll be right back. False alarm. Alright, still don't have an opponent. How's everyone doing this morning? I'm gonna play a few matches of Hex. I don't know how long we're gonna play. We're gonna play a couple, see how quickly we can climb up the ladder. I may or may not try to qualify for the CCS. We'll see how much effort it looks like it's gonna take. This deck's kind of fun though, so we'll probably play a little bit more of it. Three kids here, yep. I'm basically a manservant that fetches water and cheese and wipes butts. Come on, opponent. How much for you to be my manservant that fetches water, cheese, and wipes butts? Isn't that the real question? Being a parent means loving someone enough to wipe their ass. Is basically what it comes down to. Alright, and we're back. This scene has potential to be really good. Burgle, do you have a Candlegast aggro list somewhere? How terrible was it? Because I really just want to, like, filter fish Candlegast people. I like the combo aspect of this deck, but, like, on a primal level, I really want to filter fish Candlegast people. Theorize is an okay hit here. I think I'm making red with this. And then we're going to get to go ahead and cycle this route for a Sapphire. That's a tilt. That's a resource I wanted. Gosh, that's annoying. I guess it doesn't really matter because I have this light 'em up to discard mostly for free. Bend a bunch more resources on me. Tilt. Okay, do I theorize here? I think I theorize here. Like, it sucks that I can't... God, that's really bad for us. They buried 4 resources off the top of my deck, and then we bricked off drawing 3 cards. So we get to draw 1 more card next turn, so hopefully we hit a thing. I guess we have to draw 2 cards technically with this filter fish. God, that's annoying. Yeah, I think I'm pretty obligated to play Briny Ray here and just start beating down. Discard. I'm gonna discard the Eternal Seeker because there's no way we're gonna get to 7 before. That's so frustrating. Did they bury more resources? Of course they did. Alright, at least Filterfish gets to start putting Candlegas into play next turn. So we get that going for us. Enjoy my Theorize opponent. If they can't kill Filterfish, we might be able to aggro them out of this game. If they can't kill Filterfish, we might be able to aggro them out of this game. These things are going to get turned on pretty soon, though, which is scary. Okay. Yep. So, next turn, I get to smash for 8. This holds this at bay nicely, which is great. Grab another Sapphire here. Like a lobotomized Earthworm. Yeah, one of the big upsides Hex has is that it doesn't have to deal with having resources in play. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about Hex, I kind of explain what the cards do as we play them, like I do in Magic, but I definitely don't go into all the nitty-gritty. So this article here kind of compares Hex to Magic, and then what's the word I'm searching for? If you have any questions about specifics, feel free to ask. That's so fucking annoying. This is the card that made me take a break from Hex last time. It's just such a poorly designed card. Just like cards that are good in the early game while also being obnoxiously powerful in the late game, just like, and discard just creates such shit games of TCG, especially mass discard like that. Like, I'm willing to glaciate my opponent. I feel like I'm willing to glaciate my opponent. It's not quite him to Torok. I mean, it's more obnoxious than Cabal Therapy. Even Cabal Therapy requires you to have information about their hand and requires you extra resources to flash it back. So, Demented Whisper, for those that are new to Hex, what it does is, and why it's obnoxious, the first time you play it, it makes your opponent discard one card and then discards the top 3 cards of their deck. The second time you play it, it makes them discard 2 cards and discards the top 6 cards of their deck. The third time you play it, it makes your opponent discard 3 cards and buries 9. It just keeps scaling up and up and up. So even when your opponent doesn't have cards in their hand by the time you play the 3rd or 4th one, the card is still really good because it continues to make them discard cards off the top of their deck. That's really frustrating. Declan? You need help? You want to sit in my lap? Alright, so I'm just gonna concede. That's just like, you know, lose to a miserable card and then mulligan out of a game. I don't even get to see my rank. I really wish we could see our rank so I could know, like, is it meaningful when I lose? Is it meaningful when I win? Like, how much am I moving up or down? No, the card definitely wouldn't be good without escalation. Like, discard 1, bury 3 is not good enough. It's just a powerful card that doesn't offer a lot of counterplay. Is the problem. Good, in my opinion, good TCG design should allow both players to make decisions, and a card that, like, completely cuts another player off of making decisions just isn't good design. Hey, Liquefied Vapor. Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here. Thank you for that. Easy hand to keep here. I've been playing mostly controlling decks with this champion, but there definitely aren't metagame decks that have been playing this, so opponent could be on a little bit of anything. We'll wait and see. To be honest, we probably, like, a big part of why we lost the last game wasn't even Demented Whispers. We just, like, stumbled and died, but still didn't feel great. Alright, that's 2 of our 3 combo pieces here. Looks like something more controlling, potentially. Let's go ahead and play this Theorize. Probably ditch the Scour. Nah, I'm gonna ditch the Light 'em Up. Probably don't want a 1-1 for 1 in this matchup anyways. So I'm gonna 3-shard deck. I'm gonna go ahead and just hit my champion power here and put the Conjured Candleghast into play. I feel like they're probably holding up an interrupt or a piece of removal, and there's a good chance Candleghast just dodges their removal. I think cards like Thoughtseize are obnoxious as well, Nerdster. I think the only reason cards like Thoughtseize get a pass in formats like Modern are because the things that Thoughtseize prevents from happening are far more obnoxious than Thoughtseize. No, I mean, I think it's pretty universally accepted that, like, Tron generates pretty crap TCG games, right? Like, Tron's, like, a really good example of a deck that just, like, cuts one player off of completely making relevant decisions. I'll play Filter Fish here and see what happens. Alright, because Filterfish resolved, he might not survive to discard a card here, but in the event that he does, we're going to discard this drop of Feral Fuel. So that's why the drop resources in our deck, this drop of Feral Fuel actually just doesn't have a text box outside of, this is a card in my hand that I can discard for another effect. Just can't trip my Scour the Archives here. And in general, I find discard spells more offensive than counter spells, which may feel counterintuitive, but from a play perspective, counter spells offer me more opportunity to present counterplay because I choose how and when I sequence into a counter spell, right? Like if my opponent passes with a bunch of resources up, I get to make a decision. Do I want to play into an interrupt this turn or do I want to not play into an interrupt this turn? Whereas discard spells, I, as the opposing player, am never offered a choice. See, like here, my opponent passed with a bunch of resources up. Do I want to play Painsister? I think I do, because I don't want to give them a free window to just start drawing cards. We get dark hearted here, I'm going to feel a little bit bad. Yeah, so they have Runic Upheaval. So they're like all in on the 3-shard. The 3-shard deck I was playing wasn't quite as all in as what they're doing. It was just splashing Ruby at the top end for Doombringer. We're pretty resistant to Aldurthan's Glory here, which is nice. Our main deck is not well set up for a control matchup, that's for sure. We have a bunch of cards that allow us to respect aggressive decks, and you can see we've drawn a lot of those cards here. So, like these cards, at least the Sabertooth we're gonna be able to play as a 5/4 at some point. Scour the Archives gets me any card I want, God bless. Do I even want here? Do I just want a Filterfish? I think I just want a Filterfish. I guess I could get... No, I can't play Voice. Yeah, I'm just going to get a Filterfish and hope that it survives. They could have cards that kill this here. They could have a Winter's Grasp, but I think it's worth trying to get this going. Like, if I'm going to win this game, I need to get some of these cards out of my hand. Hawkward Turn, that's fine. Turns my 2/2 and 2/1 into a 2/2. Maybe this Candleghast will just run the distance. Details on Discord are here. Non-slow shard would even be a decent draw for next turn, so we could just windmill the Sabertooth. A Filterfish that gets to live would be our best possible thing here. A 5-drop. This is a Dark Heart. It'll feel a little bit bad. Scour, sure. Oh, it's a Scour that was killing my thing. Got it, because that's communicated well. I really wish they'd fixed this. I reported this as a bug earlier. Like, I didn't notice the extra text on here, and like I hit resolve and then suddenly my thing died. Like, what if I wanted to respond to this? There's no indication of like what this is doing. So this card's been modified by Runic Upheaval, which actually isn't in their discard pile anymore. It got shuffled back into their deck by their champion power, but... Alright, if this Sabertooth gets countered, I'm just going to concede the game. It's gonna die inside of combat. I guess I could technically kill this with a casualty of war. Give Hex the store mechanics. Stop it. Let's see what they have here. They drew 3 extra cards, so good chance they've got plenty of answers. Like a Demonic Tutor. This is just gonna be another Doombringer Ka. That's gonna kill my voice, right? Yep. So when this attacks, it either draws cards, voids something, or yeah, or gets to deal 5 extra damage to base. So have to void my thing, otherwise I get to eat theirs. Let's try another game here. We get to board out like 10 cards and bring in 10 cards that have text boxes. So at least 6 cards that are terrible. These are good. This is good. These are good. So Eternal Seeker is probably not very good. I think that's what I want to do. Gravebane Vial doesn't really matter. I want to leave Jouncing Carnage in because it can kill Darkheart and it kills their Doombringer before it can attack. Maybe I should leave Casualty of War in because it kills Doombringer for 1 less. Nameless Truths is the 5-drop we boarded in. Just draws a bunch of cards out of both players' things. This is not a WotC game, no. WotC doesn't make digital products like this. Morning, Lukatog. Yeah, this hand's keepable, right? It's actually pretty good. We get to lead on Feral Fuel, and then we get to discard Root to grab a Sapphire and then play Filterfish on 2. Yeah, I thought about that, Mage, but, like, honestly, the chances of us holding up 3 to kill a Darkheart are pretty low, and holding up 2 is much easier, so I think I'd rather have that. There's also a chance, like, they don't play Darkheart. I don't think Darkheart is particularly good right now. And, like, I have a bunch of Sabertooths in my deck to kill Darkheart, too, so, like, I have plenty of ways to kill Darkheart. So, again, these drops are in here purely for the ability to filter them away with things like Briny Ray. Every time this card attacks, we get to discard a card and then draw a new one. We have 2 of our 3 combo pieces here, although I don't think we're very likely to combo in this matchup. I think we're more likely to value our opponent out than anything. It's a good one to get to resolve here. I'm going to attack with Briny Ray. So, Iconoclasm is one of our grindy cards. So, this lets us pay 3 and discard a card to create 2 new cards with the same thresholds as the discarded card. See if I get to attack with this Briny Rare. If it dies to a Stinger Grasp. I assume it's going to die here. Blaze of Glory, sure. Just going to go ahead and play my voice out here post-combat. Hopefully start generating some cards with her. Sweet. So she's a Howling Mine. So that's pretty great for us. I'm gonna discard this and get another blood here. I'm going to attack with my voice. Pass the turn here, I think. Iconoclasm also feeds voice nicely, which is sweet. You're saber-toothing my thing. I think I just want to save this. Like, I want to make this bigger so I can draw more cards later anyways, so I think this is worthwhile to just, like, make sure that this thing lives. It also just, like, puts them on a faster clock, too, right? So, Iconoclasm coming in clutch with voice there. Painsister. That's the combo, right? Yeah, I have light 'em up in my bin. So, Painsister means my opponent's dead, so I discard a card here, trigger my Painsister, which is going to bring my light 'em up back to my hand. Remember, we discarded this very early in the game, so my opponent is now dead. They concede because they know that this is a combo. So, voice, Painsister, light 'em up, infinite damage to my opponent. I agree with going full ATOG there. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Let's go full ATOG. Yeah, Jake and Declan will be around for the morning streams. Well, Declan always will be. Jake's on spring break this week, so normally he'll be at school if I'm streaming in this time slot. ATOGs are a magic card that what's it called? ATOGs are a magic card that lets you discard cards to get an effect. Oh, you know what ATOG? Lucatog, you know what ATOGs are. You know what ATOGs are, Lucatog. Why am I explaining that to you? Lucatog, this is what an ATOG is. You probably are aware what an ATOG is. Got it? I mean, it is a collectible card game. All TCGs are also collectible card games. What? You know you're obnoxious? I love you, but you're obnoxious. When I said you know you're obnoxious, he nodded his head vigorously. You want Power Ranger toys? Alright, let's get cue the Power Ranger toys. Alright, there you go. There you go. You got the hookup. I'm gonna get another Sapphire here. There you go, you got it. You want Samurai? You want Power Ranger Samurai.
Oh, okay, Dad. Samurai.
There you go. There you go. I got the hookup. We got the hookup.
Oh,
Alright, so I've theorized here. Ditch the Scour. So, got a little punish for taking Sapphire instead of Blood on that resource, but like, we don't have Blood cards till much later, so we're gonna see a few more cards before we need a Blood resource. The next question is, do I want to play this Candlegas next turn with my champion power, or do I want to potentially wait a turn so that way I can hold Verdict of the Ancient Kings up? I feel like I kind of want to hold Verdict of the Ancient Kings up. Nah, I'm just going to hit it. Let's just hit it and use my resources this turn. So Candlegas, when we discard it, we get to pay 2 to flip it into play. I'm gonna light him up too. Just like put a 1/1 into play. Just like put 5 power out. Go. Your move, Kaiba. There's a Blood, which is sweet. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave up double Verdict at this point, I think. Just like I have 5 power in play, let's just beat them down. This candle also insulates my candle ghast from Darkheart potentially. Those are the go choice. Dad's gonna turn your sound down a touch. Getting punished for holding up verdict. I don't know what that means, dude. Dude, English. I don't know what that means. Oh, naturally. Shuai go toys you're on. I don't know what that means. Your kids speak excellent Mandarin, right? You want Megazord go choice?
No, please.
Okay, try this.
Oh, okay. No, they're not
I discarded a Scour earlier, right? Yeah, so we actually have... This is Demonic Tutor. So we're gonna crack them for... 5 here. Who teaches him Chinese, right? I'd like to know who taught him Chinese, really.
This one,
We could get dragons next turn, but I think it's worth playing this out. If they have an interrupt, I'm gonna fight over this. Yeah, discombobulate. Alright. They could have a second counter here, but I definitely think this is a card I want to fight over. Voice as a personal Howling Mine is very good. It also means if they play a Doombringer and attack, they need to void this rather than drawing cards. And if they play Doombringer, void this, and it's for 5, we get to go Shard, slam a Sabertooth, and smash them next turn, which would be excellent for us. Oh, you know what? I should have played... This was a mistake on my part. I should have... And I'm getting punished here. I should have played Nameless Draught last turn. And the reason why I should have played Nameless Draught is then I'd have... Now I don't have this resource right now. So, like, Nameless Draught could have been a resource in my hand. And I assume they have another way to deal damage to this here. Yeah, so we can't save her. She's going to die. They're going to gain health. Alright, so here's an interesting question. Do I just like beep beep and smash them here? I can get literally any card out of my deck with this Scour the Archive. So, like, is it worth it to do something else? I kind of just want to go get another voice, right? I kind of just want to go get another voice. I just, like, smash them for 5 and, like, get another voice and play it. I think I want to hold the Sabertooth in case they have a Doombringer Caw. Playing the Sabertooth out leaves me really cold to a Doombringer. Although I guess Scour could maybe answer it. Where do I want to get here? I guess I could get a Filter Fish too. Filter Fish lets me hold up Verdict, which is nice. But Filter Fish doesn't require my opponent. Yeah, I'm gonna get Voice. Voice is best. I don't know what that means. I don't know what White Go Toys means. English, dude. You want Super Y? Super Y. Alright, try this. I think maybe that's it. Super Y Go Toys auto completed, so maybe we'll see. Try again. I don't know what that means. Try again. I don't know. Dad, try again. I want
sure I got it. What? I just try again. Then more tea. That try again more tea. Sure I got it. I'm not sure I got it. No, I'm not sure I got it. No, not sure I got it. Not sure I got it. And hey, it goes.
Oh, did I have lethal here? Not quite. I was gonna be short. All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go ahead and play this Iconoclasm. Discard a card, create 2 cards. I think I'd actually rather... I think I'm gonna discard this resource, right? Because I could likely create another resource. I just want to like get card quantity in my hand. Yeah, sweet. So I could discard this to get a diamond or a ruby. I'm just gonna play it. And this lets me hold up Verdict of the Ancient Kings. If they don't make me Verdict of the Ancient Kings, I can Iconoclasm and get some more. That's actually, that being Reach is pretty good. This being Reach is kind of great. Runic Upheaval. I think I just want to Verdict this. And then hopefully we kill them. They could have, like, another piece of spot removal here that lets them live, but, like, between Sappers and the Sabertooth, they should be dead here. GG's opponent. Where are we at? We're at 195. We lost one. We won 186. Hey, let's play one more. Let's play one more, shall we? Let's take Sweet. You done good, Klutzy Poo. You done good. You built me Kiki Cord and Hex. I appreciate you. This is probably way better than Kiki Cord ever was, though. Hex is Magic if Magic was designed 20 years later with digital in mind. Hex is Magic plus plus. The gameplay in Hex is Magic plus plus. This is what Magic would be, I feel like, if WotC started over and redesigned their game from scratch with the goal of having it be playable on digital. How much do I have to donate to you to play my modern list the next week? If you check out the donation queue, you can check out there and see what's in there. Usually 50 bucks. Anything. $50 donations get you played at the start of the next stream. Anything less than $50, it just gets inserted into the donation queue and gets played mostly in order there. So anything that gets above 50 points gets guaranteed played at the start of the next stream. Hats. Yep. Some of the business decisions leave a little bit to be desired. I'd agree with that. All right, playing against an aggressive deck, so we'll see here. Grandfather Elk is a 4-charge champion that lets my opponent give one of their troops +3/+3. This is actually one of the things I really love about Hex. Dude, English. None of that. Some of that is. Hey. All right, so we're gonna have to discard this drop because we're on the draw. I guess I could play this light 'em up. Yeah, never mind. I'm just gonna play the light 'em up, right? Oh, I guess if I play the light 'em up, that means I can't discard this route to make Sapphire to turn 2 Filterfish. Dude, I don't know what that means. Pinching me is not gonna make me understand you're not English. You don't understand my language. I will speak louder and then you will. I'm gonna put a non-resource on top of my deck here. And attack with this Candle Kid. The Righteous Outlaw, sure. So attacking with this, let them attack with this Righteous Outlaw, but because we have this Return to Cinder, we don't care. You want bot toys?
No, should I go
I'm gonna give you bot toys because I understand what that means.
You want goodies.
This is what you get.
You want goodies. I don't want you want goodies.
This is why I don't stream Magic in the mornings.
Hey, you want goodies. You want goodies.
All right, so then I'm not gonna attack with this Candlekin this time. Declan Scott, do not pound that on the desk.
You want goodies.
The Krugen, thank you for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate that.
Dad,
Dad, try again. Thanks everyone for hanging out for X this morning. I know the kids are a little bit loud in the background sometimes, but I was gonna play some X anyway, so I figured I might as well stream it. While I do love Hex's gameplay, it doesn't quite make enough money while streaming to justify buying a baby or hiring a babysitter like we do for the Magic streams. I mean, like, okay, so I'm gonna be point blank and brutally honest about some of the things Hex has done that have been kind of medium. I think it's comical that they invested the amount of resources that they invested into Siege, but I still can't import and export from text list in the deck editor. There are a couple of, like, really, like, there are some big things that I understand why they haven't happened, like overhauling the auction house. That's like, I understand why that hasn't happened. That's a huge endeavor. But like really little things that would make the interface a million times better. Like the deck editor is borderline frustrating. Why can't I import a deck list from text? Why can't I attach a bunch of cards to an in-game mail via text? Like, yeah, like they invested all these resources porting to PlayStation 4, and then they invested resources like, making a new feature that people on the PlayStation couldn't even use. And I understand that all those little things add up, but like, those, like, I've been here 2.5 years, and the Hex has been around for 5 years, and like, these are really little, simple things. Like, the deck editor one especially, just like really, as someone who like builds a lot of decks and like takes a lot of decks off the different data sites, like not being able to like import those decks easily and quickly is, I don't want to comment on Siege too much just because like I don't have a lot of personal experience playing it. I've literally never touched it. It might be great, but what I do know is it definitely took a lot of resources to make Siege real, and like the little things that could be done would be far less resources. Dang it, child. Dang it, child. Stop it. No, children cannot have weapons. Everything's a weapon when you're a tiny child. All right, so I think I need to return to Cinder this now. It means I can't filter fish next turn, but I think that's worthwhile. Hopefully we just like draw a Ruby or a Sapphire like a professional here, but I mean, that's kind of a Sapphire, right? So next turn we can floop a Candlegast into play off my champion power, which is nice. I can also sit Primordial Sabertooth. Berry Bruiser. This one's I don't care about for a little while, right? Because I'm gonna go ahead and get Sapphire here so I can use my champion power. Immediately punished for not having just gotten a blood, but it is what it is. I think I should be conservative there. Another Conjured Candlegast. That's great. So we get to put this 4/4 into play, and then next turn I can go Shard, Filter Fish, attack with Filter Fish, bid another Conjured Candlegast. That is literally what he's doing. He's jumping around in the background. He had a weapon. He's jumping around in the background with on the couch and stuff. You know, that's what kids do. So if this attacks, the Rabbit is not optional. My opponent will be forced to discard their hand and draw 3 cards. So even if they play another 2-drop here, they're just trading 2 cards for 3 cards, which is like, that's, yeah. So like, they're literally just like not attacking with their 3-drop because they don't want to lose their hand. So I'm going to go ahead and play Filter Fish here. And I think I'm actually just gonna ditch the Scour the Archives and then just Sabretooth this Berry Bruiser. Alright, well that's 2 combo pieces. I do need a Blood Threshold in addition to drawing the last one, though. Are we dead? This is lethal, right? Opponent's playing a combo deck too? Yeah, so they put this into play with double damage, and then this attacks and triggers and just deals a clean 20 to us. Alright. We really don't have a good way to interact with their combo. I've got Casualty of War and Jouncing, but that's about it. I guess boarding in Verdict here seems loose. I think I'm just supposed to, like, hope to have blockers up if that happens, or just, like, combo them first. I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to sit here and rag on anything. Just like my 2 questions are, 1, where are my cosmic coins? Because like the lack of support for Constructed is kind of frustrating as someone who doesn't play Constructed, because like I'm level 100 on my Hex account and I've hit Cosmic for this season. So that means if I can't play in the CCS, I literally just can't play Hex Constructed for prizes anymore this season. Outside of just like scheduled tournaments. I have exactly scheduled tournaments that allow me to play Hex Constructed for prizes, which is sad because like Hex Constructed is really sweet. This deck is a lot of fun and I'm enjoying playing it. But like if I can't play the CCS, I literally just don't have the option to play this deck for anything. And while we do play games for fun too, being able to play for a little bit of something adds value to the game for me personally. He might just get beat down here. Wonder if I'm supposed to have Scars of War in my deck in this matchup. I definitely don't right now, and that might be a mistake. I'm not gonna get, I don't want to get into the argument of PvE versus PvP and what makes money and what doesn't, because we don't have those numbers. Only Hex has those numbers. The only thing I'm going to say is that like there are very, very small and simple things that would improve the life of a PvP player that just like haven't happened in 2.5 years. Just please Hex, if you're watching, import and export from text in the deck editor. For the love of God, please. It's all I wanted for Christmas. I have this Sabretooth, I have this Theorize. I think I'm just obligated to Sabretooth something this turn. We could just die on their next turn. We could definitely just die on their next turn. I'm gonna attack with this Brinny Ray and see what we hit. I think I'm just binning a Remnant here. I really don't want to take more damage. So do I want to play this Root and play the Voice, or do I want to Theorize plus Sabretooth here? I kind of just want to play the Root and play the Voice, because if they're not comboing us, this is just a 5/5 that just like gets in the way. And like I said, Ulthur, the AH I understand. I said Christmas, and now Declan's asking about Santa Claus. You're adorable, child. You are truly adorable.
Look, Dad. Santa Claus outside.
Santa Claus is not outside.
Yes.
Yes, he does live outside of our house. But he is not outside of our house right now.
Outside.
So if they attack here, I'm just gonna go discard 2 cards, eat this, right?
I'll tell you.
Not attacking with at least the Bolt Spasm 2 seems loose there. Return to Cinder. Search. No, that was the last game I had a Scour. Alright, Now I probably just want to clear their board, right? Yeah, that's true. Not attacking with Brewer says I like their hand for sure. That's fine. Yeah, that's why I said not attacking with Bolt Spasm was odd there, because I feel like the Bolt Spasm was a free 3-pointer. Do I want to just hit them with both of these? I feel like I do. And then just like I could potentially have them dead pretty soon. This is 7 damage coming across. My Brinny Ray can ditch the Scour here. Yeah, the question is, do I want to attack with the Voice, though? Is the Voice worth attacking with here? Like, do I think I'm winning? Basically, the question I need to ask myself this turn is, like, do I envision myself winning this game in a fair manner? Or do I envision myself winning this game in an unfair manner where I'm just gonna, like, need to stall? I think I'm supposed to hold the Voice back for one more turn here. I think I'm gonna clean their board up this turn, and then... So where we go from here. Nameless Draught's actually a great pickup here, because Nameless Draught gives us a second Sapphire.
Dad, I eat butter.
You want a butter sandwich?
The eggy red bees. I get boobies.
Mom didn't get bees at the store the other day. She forgot.
Butter boobies.
All right, so I'm definitely killing this.
Butter boobies.
Do I want to play this Theorize here? Yeah, I think I do.
That's butter boobies. Butter boobies.
Okay, sweet. And then Scour the Archive and finding the candles there actually means we get to combo them next turn if we live and Voice lives. So if they don't kill us and don't kill Voice, we get to combo them next turn. Since I have this resource. Butter sandwich means peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Declan's only 2. Saying peanut butter and jelly is a mouthful.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter, yep. See, look, you can say peanut butter. Good job.
You wanna make butter. Me.
Alright, cast Demonic Tutor. Cast Court of Calling.
Dad, I take that back.
Court of Calling for Painsister. Play him a Painsister. Bring the pain.
I take that. I get up.
Up you go.
I go up. I get butter.
Yeah, you want to go get a butter sandwich here? Daddy's got to finish dumpstering Grandfather Elk here. Hold on. Daddy's got to finish dumpstering Grandfather Elk. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Getcha. Combo! This deck is great.
I hate that.
This deck is great.
I hate that.
What are we at?
I hate
Where are we at? 180 to what?
I hate on that.
169. You're hanging on, Dad?
I hate on that.
Hanging on, Dad. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap it up for the morning, folks. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I want to get Declan fed some lunch here. It's almost noon, and then I'll be back with some Magic stuff this afternoon. Wednesdays is one of my Magic days, so I'll be live again about 3 o'clock, about 3 hours from now. We're gonna play some Modern today, so you go up. You go up. All right. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, folks, and make sure to follow and stuff for notifications on when I go live and with what.